As a patient advocate, I absolutely love working with our vets. I think, joining the armed services is probably one of the most unselfish things you can do as a citizen of our great country. And I uphold the utmost respect for those people. And my buddy Nick, I went to high school with him, and he joined the Marines and did a tour over in Afghanistan. And while he was over there, some pretty horrible things happened to him. He was in a Humvee with his platoon, and an IED blew up. And 3 fragments ripped through his body. One was as big as a quarter, and the smallest was the size of a dime. He was obviously discharged at that point in time and sent home. When he got home, he found out that the Marines or our armed services had sent him home with something else, and that was liver cancer. On top of that, due to the injuries he sustained and just being in combat, he also was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. And I can't tell you how helpless you feel looking at a grown man that can't look you in the eye and tell you what happened. It's numbing. A Marine, these are supposed to be the biggest, baddest people in the entire country, and this guy's in tears. I was more concerned about the cancer than the PTSD. I immediately tried to get him treatment using cannabis for his cancer, and it took me over 30 days to get him to come out of his house. When I finally did get him to come out of the house, he probably said 3 words to me. And mind you, I hadn't seen the guy in years. This was the first time I actually got to see him other than just talking to him on the phone. He hadn't had a girlfriend. His family had kind of distanced themselves from him because of the rage outbursts that he would have during the day, and he was just alone. So we started him on the cannabis therapy using an oil called Rick Simpson oil. He doesn't smoke it. He's very against smoking. He's a health nut. So he takes these little gel caps with this oil in it. And within a week, we noticed a tremendous difference. The very first thing I noticed was that the dark bags underneath his eyes were gone. He said he hadn't slept in months. I believe him. If I got blown up in Afghanistan, I would probably not sleep for months either. As time went on, the social interactions started occurring. He started coming out of his house. He started hanging out with his friends. I started hearing from the grapevine that the old Nick was back. And this is just a side effect of the cancer treatment that we're giving him. Imagine if he was getting pumped full of chemotherapy. It's not going to help him any with the PTSD. It's going to make it worse. It's going to make him feel horrible. Today, he's got a steady girlfriend. He's living with his family. They've accepted him. They're trying to help him. And he's just as happy as you could expect him to be given the circumstances. And being that he's a Marine and he's given so much and he was so unselfish with his own life, don't we owe it to them? Don't we owe them a little bit of normalcy in their life when they get back home? I can tell you, these benzodiazepines don't work. They don't. They make them more depressed. They make them feel like, what's the use? And I really wish he was here because he'd tell him yourself, but he's just too sick. But I implore you, please, talk to some vets. I know Joe, Joe was a Marine, obviously, and what he says is true. The vets that we talk to, I dare say over half of them currently use cannabis, and like 0 of them are registered because they're using it for PTSD. So I would implore you, please talk to the vets, ask them what works for them, and I think you'll hopefully get your answer. Thank you so much.